Steve Bannon surrendered to authorities in New York to face money laundering and conspiracy charges. The longtime ally of former President Trump is accused of defrauding donors through a fundraising effort to build a wall along the southern border. Bannon says the state charges are, quote, phony and politically motivated. CBS News investigative reporter Graham Cates joins me now from New York City. Graham, what charges is Bannon facing?
He's facing 2 felony counts of money laundering, 2 felony counts of conspiracy, and 1 of scheming to defraud. And he faces a maximum sentence of 5 to 15 years.
And what were the terms of his release?
Well, this was really interesting. So he had to turn over his passports, and one of the prosecutors said to the judge, this is because he, A, has the means to flee the country if he were to choose to, but also they said he has a history of violating the law, and they specifically referred to his recent conviction for contempt of Congress.
So these are related to this project for the wall, which was the subject of federal charges that he was pardoned from by President Trump. How similar are these charges from the ones he was previously charged with at the federal level?
You know, the text of the 2 indictments, state and federal, are similar, but there are some key differences. The first thing is when he was charged in federal court, there were 4 defendants. In the interim, 2 of them have entered guilty pleas. Another one had a mistrial, but Steve Bannon had maintained his innocence and pleaded not guilty. And before he could ever have a trial, he was, of course, pardoned by former President Trump. And so now it's just him being charged in the state court. And the other 3 are referred to as unindicted co-conspirators in the indictment. And that means it's really all on him in this case.
So less than 2 months ago, Bannon was found guilty of contempt of Congress related to the January 6th investigation. What's the latest with that, his other legal trouble? And could there be any have an impact on this separate investigation?
Well, he's waiting to be sentenced in that case, and the maximum sentence there is 2 years in federal prison. The main thing there is that, you know, by the time, if this were to go to trial, by the time he goes to trial, he may actually be a prisoner. So then he's already facing 2 years in that federal prison. Now, in the New York one, if he were to get sentenced to that 5 to 15 year charge with a sentence, what that really means is after 5 years, that's when a parole board starts to consider whether he can leave. So, I mean, his real serious problems are piling up here.
Yes, indeed. Graham Cates, thanks so much.